exposed Iran's covert mission to spread anti Semitism in UK schools. But it's not just anti Semitism, it's actually just a literal covert soft war against Britain as a whole. Um, the UK's Charity Commission is investigating alarming instances of anti Semitism within British schools, following the discovery of videos featuring former Iranian generals delivering speeches laden with hate and the propaganda of death to Israel sentiments. Among the scrutinized content are talks by members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC for short, with one explicitly engaging in Holocaust denial and forecasting a destructive war against Jews. These events, promoted by the Islamic Students Association of Britain and held at the Kanoon Towhid Islamic Center in London, have sparked outrage. Conservative MPs Alicia Kearns has called these acts, quote, a brazen act of radicalization, and advocates for the IRGC to be recognized as a terrorist organization by the UK government. The Charity Commission, under the chairmanship of Orlando Fraser, is investigating these reports, emphasizing that charities must not serve as platforms for extremism or hate speech. This situation underscores the challenges faced by regulatory bodies in curbing the spread of hate and ensuring the educational environments remain free from radicalization. So, one thing that I want to clarify, and Armin, now is a good time to bring up that video because it provides a lot more detail, is that what basically happened is that there was videos and from talks that happened a few years ago that have just been discovered and are being exposed and like brought forward, and now they're being investigated now because of these talks that happened like in, I think one was 2020, one was 2021. But please bring forward the video, and you might want to put it on 1.5 speed because they talk
No, it's fine.
very slow.
I think it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Let me see. It's not that long, anyways. If we get audio, I think
the chant repeated is death to Israel. It's not in Iran, but Hammersmith, West London, inside the Kanoon Towhid Islamic Center. The event was to celebrate the life of top Iranian Revolutionary Guard commander, General Qasem Soleimani. Soleimani was killed in a US airstrike, and he was sanctioned in the UK for links to terrorism. This was one of 3 events captured on video and seen by the BBC. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, is one of the most powerful paramilitary organizations in the Middle East. Some MPs fear it's trying to radicalize UK students. And security services say it's plotting to kidnap or kill people on British soil. The 2 other events were online speeches by former and active IRGC commanders, promoted in advance by the Islamic Students Associations of Britain, who are based inside Kanoon Towhid. This is former senior IRGC commander Saeed Qassemi. He is known for extreme speeches, and in this clip, he falsely claims the Holocaust was fake.
اون اینه که هولوکاست واقعی در کشور تو اتفاق افتاد. اونی که میگن یهود.
You're muted.
All right, so he's saying the real Holocaust took place in your country, Iran. The one that the Jews claim is a lie and fake. Wait, there's a Holocaust that happened in Iran? Or is he talking about the famine?
یک چیز دروغین و ساختگیه.
He also glorifies the death of IRGC commander General Qasem Soleimani and describes his return from death in an apocalyptic war that will end the lives of Jews.
که این پایان عمر.
You're muted again.
You know what? I'm not going to mute myself anymore. So he says this will bring
lives of Jews.
Say this will bring an end to the life of the oppressors and the occupiers.
پایان عمر ظالمین و اشغالگران و صهاینه است
Zionists and Jews across the world.
یهودی‌ها در کل جهان که
Look at the top left of the footage. The banner written in Farsi translates to the Islamic Students Associations of Britain. We also obtained footage of this live streamed event in September 2020. It lasted over 20 minutes and was watched by around 1,500 people. It was hosted by the man on the left, Mohammed Hussein Ateye, a British citizen educated in Yorkshire who was secretary of the Islamic Students Associations of Britain at the time. He is no longer the secretary, and this is the only event he appears in. The man on the right is IRGC commander Hossein Yekta, and he had this message for students.
So it says Imam Khomeini told us that the battlefront is the university. This means you have become the young soft war officers who must convey our message.
Mohammed Hussein Ateye said the allegations are false, but would not answer the BBC's questions. Previously, he said he does not have direct or indirect affiliation to the IRGC or any army, government, or security group in the world.
But
Kanoon
here's a
Towhid
video of
is
me
owned by the
talking
Al Tawhid
to an
charitable
IRGC commander. Like,
Yeah, what the hell? Like, yeah, I have no connection to them while having a live stream with the
and
IRGC
smiling and
commanders.
being like, "Oh
Kanoon
yes, the soft war." Like what?
Yes, yeah. By the way, the end of that software ended up having a lot of those people, university students, executed. So just to know what happened, the end of that software that Khomeini started.
Towhid is owned by the Al Tawhid Charitable Trust. The Charity Commission is investigating events inside Kanoon Towhid and is now examining the videos seen by the BBC. The Islamic Students Associations of Britain told the BBC it is an independent group with no affiliations to any government. It added that all its activities are lawful.
The hell, man. Okay, what the hell?
Yes. Okay, I need your reactions. I need just your reactions seeing these specific IRGC people like speaking to British student associations.
This is insane. Like, this is propaganda I grew up with. For that to now be spread in the UK so openly and so transparently and without any resistance, I don't understand. Like, this is I never would have imagined, like, growing up in Iran, seeing this kind of propaganda in our school and in TV. I would have never imagined that ever making its way to the UK. Never in my wildest dream. Even when I was a Muslim, I would never imagine this would happen. This is absolutely insane. Like, again, sometimes people tell me that, I don't know, London has fallen, blah blah blah, Islamism is, spreading, Sharia creeping, and I feel like, okay, that's an exaggeration, that's not happening. And then I see this, and again, this is the BBC. Okay, this is not like Douglas Murray. This is not like a Douglas Murray social media channel. This is the BBC telling you this. I mean, when BBC is telling you this, then yeah, shit is real. This is a problem, and it's only going to get worse. Am I missing something, guys? Are we exaggerating here? Are we like fear mongering? I mean, if we're fear mongering, the BBC then is fear mongering. Like, I am afraid when I see
Ayatollah
the BBC.
BBC.
No, I mean, the BBC is the last place to admit these things, right? So if they're scared, they're like, okay, maybe it's time to panic. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to fearmonger, but like, when do we hit the panic button? At the point that BBC is also scared? Is that the point when we hit the panic button? Because that seems to me that's the moment when we hit the panic button. Am I missing something here? I don't want to be responsible for fear
people
mongering.
that don't understand, the reason why I say Ayatollah BBC as a joke is because there is a conspiracy within many Iranian communities that the BBC is actually a psyop, like legitimately a psyop of the Islamic Republic. So if and to talk about it, they call it Ayatollah BBC, or There was a whole song about it. Armin played me a whole song about the what was it, BBBC
Oh
John or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Ayatollah. Yeah, there's a song about.
And because people genuinely believe that the BBC is controlled by the Islamic Republic. So if the quote unquote Ayatollah BBC is reporting on this, then I think we have we got a problema on our hands. So there was one little additional piece of context that I wanted to provide because I was like, oh my God. So here's a quote from the article. In addition to the videos, the BBC has seen promotional posts dating from November 2020 for another talk to British students featuring elite former IRGC commander Azatollah Zargami. Mr. Zargami, who is sanctioned in the UK for human rights abuses, posted a photo of himself on his Telegram social media account about speaking live over Zoom on the evening of the talk. Mr. Zargami was part of a group of radical students who stormed the US Embassy in Tehran in 1979, holding Americans hostage for more than a year. He's currently the Minister of Cultural Heritage and Tourism in Iran and has since boasted of training Hamas in Gaza prior to the October 7th attacks. In an interview on Iranian state TV, he also described how he had provided Hamas with missiles. So this is someone who is speaking to Islamic British student organizations. And they're
Wow.
like, oh no, this is completely lawful. We have no associations with any governments, but we were explicitly. I think I need to look up the name of their branch, but I think they were literally founded as Khomeinyists, like back in the day. And so I'm like, what do you mean you have no association? You're literally straight up Khomeinyists. Like, okay, wait, here it is. The online talks were promoted in advance of the Islamic Students Association of Britain, or ISA for short, and its affiliates, which use the Kanoon Towhid Center as a meeting place. Unlike the UK's main Muslim student groups, ISA was founded to promote the philosophy of the leader of the Islamic Revolution in Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini. So ISA literally is Khomeinyists. And they're like, so what do you mean you have no association?
Yeah, Khomeinism is also the part of that ideology is to basically take over the world with the Velayat Faqih version of a Shia brand of Islam. I mean, these people's goals, this is a Shia ideology that its entire goal right now is to topple the UK government, and they say that, and the Islamic and the United States government and all other European governments, they're doing a coup. They are trying to do a coup. They're trying to spread Islam in the land. And the main eventual goal is to get enough people within the politics of the UK to either, especially within the military, to eventually either get the people who are in the military and within the politics of the UK to convert to Islam because they're doing that one stuff, or more realistically, just have so many young people converting to Islam with UK citizenship so that eventually they will make it within the politics and within the military, and then they will change the laws of the UK enough so that it falls to and UK become an Islamic government. And again, I'm not saying if they're going to be successful. I'm just saying they openly say that that's their plan. These are people
This is the heart of Islamism.
Yeah. I mean, we have Hezbollah Tahrir groups that are trying to do that, but this is the Shia version of that, and they openly brag about it. These are the same people that say that soon we will have, Islamic, like in Iran. Many people who support the IRGC, they will say that we will turn the White House into a Hosseinieh within our lifetime. I don't know if people know what Hosseinieh is. The places you go, like Ya Hussein. They're saying the White House will turn into a Hosseinieh within their
It looks
lifetime.
like
That's
a
what they're
gay
saying.
club, but you slap yourself a lot.
Yeah, instead of somebody else slapping
A
you.
lot of
Yeah.
big sweating men in black tight t-shirts slapping themselves a lot while there's like red lighting and music. Every time I see
Right.
a Husseini, I'm like, this looks like the gay club.
By
Just
the way,
without drag queens.
I have a new video from Iran. I don't know if you want to. Haven't seen this. Somebody
Husseiniyas
just sent it to me.
genuinely look like the gay leather
آقا
bars I've been to.
Hmm.
They literally look like the BDSM daddy leather bars I've been to.
Right.
So wild. Sorry, continue.
So before we read the super chat, I just got this video from someone from Iran, and I haven't watched it yet, but they said it's going to be worth watching because there's a music part of this
Wait, like
about the
literally right
Houthis.
now?
Yeah, can I
Ooh,
play
okay.
this?
Coming
This is
straight
from
from
Iran.
Iran. Let's see what's going on.
تو دوری ولی فکر تو تو سر من مون ببین موشک من اومد مغز تو ترکون.
So they're singing about, they're saying like, look at my missile, it's going to come blow your mind.
خیال کرده بودی تو که من خسته ترینم بهکی برو بابا خودم پر تو میچینم.
Like, you thought we were tired and weak, but we will like come for you.
من یه
So they're saying this to Netanyahu. apparently.
دیدمت از دور شدم زوم روی کلم یه بنجونی گرفتم میگا خنجر و حیبات یمن.
So they're bragging about their Yemeni brothers with their like knife and their, you know, and they're coming, you know, I don't know, they're bragging about their Houthis coming out and doing their work for them.
این شنو داره که دستان نمیداره که کشتی تو ببینه تو کشتیات میشی.
Like the Houthis, they are not going to let you go. When they see your ships, they're going to come and sit in your ships. They're going to come take over your ship. Oh my god, it's so cringe. They're basically singing about terrorism and bragging about the fact that they're going to do terrorist activities.
I have to be honest though, in terms
Right.
of regime propaganda music, this is probably one of the best I've seen. Because a lot of
Yeah.
regime propaganda music, one is like they're off key. They're
Right.
usually off key. The lyrics usually just suck and they're not catchy. Except for Salam
Right, this is-
Farmande. No, it's so, like
The-
Salam Farmande is catchy. I get that stuck in my head. But this is like
Right,
actually
right,
like okay. Actually, I
You
kind of
guys, yeah, this is because they're doing a Persian, like they're doing. So here's the thing: the Islamic government, they're now doing Persian culture style music instead of just Islamic ones to be able to reach to a new audience. Yeah, so
it's a lot better. We have, you know what?
I never.
It is an improvement. Because
So these are the type.
style. Immediately, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah, so these are the type of songs that you, when I was a kid in Iran, you used to get arrested for, right? So you had Islamic kind of songs, and then you had like this Persian, you know, more fun, more, you know, life living kind of songs, right? Which was like un-Islamic. So now they're like singing about terrorism, but the government is trying to use other methods instead of just using Islamic music. They're using like Persian style music to reach to a broader audience. Apparently, they're desperate.
I mean, it got me. Got me.
منی که دو روز پیش سونی رو چزوندم.
I think maybe it's, I don't know, maybe I don't know if this is real. I can't believe this would be real. No, it is real. No, some people are saying that this is might be parody, but like I'm saying it's real. The people are clapping and everything. Yeah. Like I have my missiles have reached your soil. Look, they're putting videos of people running away on October 7th. Look at that. Look. That's footage of people running away on October 7th while singing about how my missiles have reached your land. And like you thought that I was weak. Like I will cut your wings. And like, I am a Yemeni, so they're celebrating the Yemen. And from your my heart is filled with blood from your oppression.
واسه تو قاتل موندم من سر حرفم یمنی پای کاره که دست بر نمیداره پای تنگ
Like saying Yemenis will not let you go.
تو کشتی یا تو ببین
Like they will shoot at your ships as soon as they see them. Look, the missiles. I know.
Not prepared for the really cringe, like, high five behind the back.
Look,
دست شما
this is not
همین
Paris.
بس که حضرت آقا فرمودن اگر من رهبر این کشور نبودم قطعا مسئولیت فضای مجازی این مرز و بوم رو به عهده می
It's not parody, guys. He's talking about how it's important for us to, Agha, you know, the supreme leader had told us to control social media and become better at like having like software and social media and stuff like that. So this is not parody. I'm looking at all the comments on Instagram.
See, Armin, this is
No,
the
yeah, it's not
problem
parody.
with me loving Persian music, but not knowing enough Persian language, because I could be jamming out to that song in my room and not realize that it's about killing people. So
Yeah, did you see how the missiles were hitting at the ships and they were like high-fiving and like now they're like now from the back. Like, oh, look at our missile, like high five. Oh, now
that behind the back high five was like the least masculine thing I've seen ever.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. This is the amazing.
But as far as Iranian propaganda goes, they did a
They're
good
one
job
of the
this
better
time,
ones.
'cause I see a lot of propaganda songs where they are wildly off key. I'm like, the Islamic Republic is not bringing their best.
Yeah. Anyways, we have some super chats. You want to read
Oh
them?
my goodness. Adam Staples gave us a super chat saying, "I'm an
Oh,
objectivist
thank you.
and no longer call myself a libertarian. There's libertarians like H. Hope and Rechtenwald and S. Amos who are excommunicating pro-Israeli libertarians from the libertarian movement." Something that I don't I mean, I know objectivism is different. It's associated to libertarianism broadly, but I don't love how libertarians tend to be kind of dogmatically anti-interventionist, because many times it's actually supportive of authoritarian regimes and abandoning of our allies, which is not a good thing. But we have other people like Millet who are very pro-Ukraine, pro-Israel, who are full-blown libertarians. So there's a lot of difference. And Eden gave us almost 18 shekels. Thank you, Eden, saying, "Fun fact, in Israel, we have a small brown bug commonly known as Khomeini. Is it a cockroach? Do you call your cockroaches Khomeinis? If
Kidding.
so,
I mean,
based."
it's insulting to. I mean, I don't know. It's insulting to cockroaches. I think.
I think I once read or heard, I don't know if it's true, that
thank you.
cockroaches could survive nuclear war.
Yes.
So
What
if
do
that's
people
the
have
case, I
against
would prefer for
cockroaches?
the
They don't.
cockroaches
They're
to not
harmed.
be Khomeini.
I mean, yeah, I think it's unfair to call compare Khomeini to a cockroach, because cockroaches technically they look gross and that's why people hate them, but they don't do anything. They don't harm anybody, do they? Khomeini is way like has been very harmful to society, and cockroaches they just come and clean up your shit. I think.
Oh, people are saying that it's not a cockroach, but more like a stink bug.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
Stink
that's
bug. That's more. That is fair. Stink bug. Okay, that's better representation of Khomeini. I like that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, people are agreeing with me. Cockroaches are useful. Don't be anti-cockroaches. I don't understand. That should not be an insult. They just look gross. Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.